Hello, it is Monday, November 21st, 2022. I'm Chris Raymond. Welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Monday puzzle, of course, which means a relatively simple puzzle, probably an approachable puzzle, with a theme. And this themed, approachable, early week edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Camtron, Henrik Koskinen, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for bringing us this edition of the Daily Solve and for supporting this channel and keeping the series a sustainable part of my daily work. I do very much appreciate that. And if you'd like to join their ranks, you can become a benefactor yourself and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug by going to patreon.com/dailysolve. And of course, there's a link in the description field underneath the video. And at that very same link, you can become a patron at any level and get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And I believe that by the time you are seeing this, the New York Times monthly bonus puzzle will have been released on the Patreon channel as well, so you can enjoy that one. It was themed, it was sort of a tangentially Thanksgiving-themed puzzle, although not in the way I expected. In any case, that's up on the Patreon feed along with everything else, and do subscribe to the channel. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. That's in a link in the description field underneath the video as well. And let's get on to the puzzle. This is a Monday crossword. It was constructed by Brandon Copy, who's done around 10 puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, shall we? Purges of looks like rids of to me. It means plaster in Italian. Not sure about that. Let's go back to here. Races as an engine, revs an engine. You could rev the accelerator, and give off as a light, emit light, gives off as light, that is. South African horn that produces only one note. The vuvuzela. Yes. I think this has come up in a crossword maybe once before. I remember when these first appeared at the World Cup, and it was just completely mind-boggling. The kind of just constant noise of it. I remember it was sort of comical how just absolutely relentless it was. Okay, my turn. I'm up. And goddess-like pop or opera star, a diva, and stucco means plaster in Italian. That's right. Okay, that's the kind of thing I sort of had in the recesses of my mind somewhere. If you just asked me how do you say plaster in Italian, I never would have thought of it. But yes, stucco, and very common in California, where I spent most of my life. Okay, zoned out, spaced out, and alternative to Venmo. Oh, Zelle. It's so funny. I've just happened to have used this one. Zelle, that's a lucky break, I suppose. It's just another payment service, I suppose, for U.S. banks. Particulars slangily are the deets, the details. And a New York City-based pioneer in instant messaging, AOL? I don't even know that I was aware AOL was New York City-based, if indeed that is the answer. Let's check the crosses. Teensy bit could be a tad, and a tilling tool could be a hoe, so a garden tool or a farming tool. And like many sign language users, could be deaf. Right, so I guess AOL is New York City-based. Okay, fair enough. Having a thermal exhaust port leads straight to the reactor of your Death Star, e.g. I guess it would be a flaw. Having a thermal exhaust port leading straight to the reactor of your Death Star, e.g., is an example of a flaw in your design. So watch out if you have a thermal exhaust port leading straight to the reactor of your Death Star. You may have a flawed design. Just keep that in mind. Author Harper Lee of To Kill a Mockingbird fame, and penny pincher. Oh, I don't know, a miser or Scrooge, or I'm not sure what this is. Largest of the Greek islands. Is it Crete? That would be my guess. Just trying to think if I can think of something that's a contender for that. I'm pretty sure it would be Crete. Go crazy is run wild, it looks like. Okay. And a superlative suffix would be est, the most of something. The greatest would be a superlative. Unacceptable. That's not okay. Just a first stab. I don't. There are probably other things that could fit this equally well. So let's check the crosses. Be quiet. Hush you or hush. Hush looks like a good beginning. Hush it doesn't really seem. Train service to 33 countries. Eurail, European sort of rail network. Oh, hush up. There we go. That's what it is. And whole would be the entire. Okay, I guess this isn't. That's not okay. That answer wasn't okay. So entire and penne alla vodka, pasta dish. And California's San Fernando Valley. Even if you didn't know San Fernando in particular, it's a pretty safe bet. If you're looking for a California place name, it may well begin with San or Santa. Okay, unacceptable. This, maybe this isn't okay. No, but that would be double I here. Victory of all victories. An epic win? Right. This wasn't okay. I can't, just insisting on variants of the same phrase, and none of them are working. Oh, a penny pincher is a cheapo. And company honchos are CEOs, chief executive officers. Cheadle of the Avengers films. I guess Don Cheadle must be in those movies. So there we go. This won't do. Ah, okay, there we go. Unacceptable. This won't do. Everything I was trying before, that just wouldn't do. This one worked. Mythical river of the underworld would be the river Styx from Greek myth. And athletic organization with a 2020 reboot. Athletic organization with a 2020 reboot. What on earth does that mean? Is it the X Games? Do they rename themselves, or is this totally unrelated to that? I don't know. Rocks, Def Leppard, that's a band. XFL, is it one of those sort of just perpetually restarting organizations trying to challenge the NFL or sort of become a niche competitor to the NFL, I guess? It must be one of those. Vote in favor would be yay and nay. Okay, what else can we look at? Musical symbol resembling an ampersand. I think more accurately, this should say, for example, or something like that, because the one that looks like an ampersand, which is the treble clef, is only an example of a clef. But I guess, yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess they do clue things like that sometimes. Latte art medium would be foam. You have art in the foam of your latte. What on earth is this? Repetitive cry of encouragement. Oh, whoops, I spelled penne. I said penne, and then I wrote penna. It's ole, ole, ole. I see. So it's a sort of World Cup themed puzzle, because we had the vuvuzela there, or the vuvuzela, and then ole, ole. So what is it? Ole, 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 ole. And then it looks like we have a revealer down here that yes, it's pointing to those, and one more. So international event where 17, 28, and 48 across can be heard, the World Cup, which is, of course, coming up. And what is this one? Really long celebratory cry. Oh, that's great. So this is goal. There we go. I bet that's what this is. That's really good. I really approve of that. Don't know if I approve of all of the circumstances surrounding the current World Cup, but I do approve of this theme. Okay, across country is across Ghana. And Harrison Ford's Star Wars role is, of course, Han Solo. Football stat is... Is there a tax or so? I'm actually not sure if this is referring to association football or American football, because usually in the crossword, if it refers to just football, it'll mean U.S. football. But this particular puzzle is themed around the World Cup. My guess is going to be attacks, ATT. Old Westerns, informally. Right. This is one I might have learned from Crosswords, oaters. So, in other words, referring to oats as in horses sort of eating oats. Yeah, this is going to be ATT, I'm pretty certain. Something to maintain during a conversation. Some kind of tone? Not sure. Kevin Blank, former Weekend Update anchor on SNL. I don't know. This doesn't ring a bell to me. Requiring rare knowledge could be something, could be arcane or arcana, but if it was requiring it, you'd be describing it. You'd saying it is arcane. So I think that's probably the answer. Blanket on me, lay it on me. And some eyesores could be styes. You could have a stye in your eye, making it literally sore as opposed to a metaphorical eyesore. Oh, tact, maybe something to maintain during a conversation. You'd want to be tactful. Oh, eye contact. Right. Okay. Eye contact, even if you have a stye in your eye. Small but important machine part, a cog in the machine. And sounds from babies and pigeons, coos, so pigeons coo and babies coo, people say. Okay, the E of 27 down for short, so that is CEO, so that is executive, and for short, it is exec. Sappho's Ode to Aphrodite. So Sappho, a famous odist, so a composer of the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, the ode. And word before or after spa, spa day or day spa. There we go. Far from strict is lax if you're not a strict sort of authoritarian. And grassy plain in South America. Lano, This came up in the plus word the other day actually as well. Lano, grassy plain in South America. What about this one? List ending abbreviation is et al. So there we go. To end it, you list some names and then say et al. And it means and the rest of the names, the other people as well. Air pollution portmanteau. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, smog is the one with which I'm familiar, but I wonder what this one is. Places to find lions, tigers, and bears would be zoos, of course. Smaze? Smog and haze? Right, okay, maybe I've seen that once or twice before. It's definitely not in my vocabulary. I don't think I've ever said it, except maybe just now. Or if I've encountered it in one of these videos before, but I can't really remember. Inquisitive to a fault could be nosy. And requiring, oh, look at that. Requiring rare knowledge is esoteric. So we had esoteric and arcane clued identically. I always sort of enjoy that for some reason when you get those doubled up clues. Exclamation of approval is good one, and you'll regret that. You might cry ruefully. QB protection squad. See, this is an American football clue. So QB protection squads, not that that means I know what it is, but I don't know. Salsas, e.g., or salsa moves. Dances or dips? Oh, dips. That's clever. Oh, that's very clever. Because salsa could be a dip for a tortilla chip, or it could be a move in a salsa dance. You could dip your partner. That's a great clue. Okay. Oh, lines. Offensive lines. I see. And Kevin Nealon. Right, okay. Kevin Nealon. Right, I think I know. I can picture that person, I think. I don't know that I knew he was Weekend Update anchor on SNL, but that's fine. Yellowfin tuna, ahi tuna, and branded freebies at an event, often called swag. Big name in SUVs. GMC is a sort of truck manufacturer, so that would be it. Oops. And a unit of resistance is the ohm. There we go. Feeling anxious is on edge. And included on an email briefly could be CC'd, carbon copied to someone on an email. A ditty could be a tune. And wingtip to wingtip measurement, wingspan. So let's just look at the crosses before we fill that in. Puts in office, elects a public official, and Rollins of Gloria, Gina Rollins. And finally, what was all about Eve? Eden was all about her, meaning sort of surrounding her. It was all around her, all about her. That's clever. Because, of course, All About Eve is also a film. And there we go. that was our Monday puzzle. A nice, simple puzzle for the most part, although there were one or two things that tripped me up for a bit. But otherwise, we had a nice, simple World Cup theme. I mean, it's an incredibly simple theme, but I think it's really elevated by the playfulness of it. We had the Vuvuzela, and then in sort of increasing order of ridiculousness, ole, 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 and then our grid-spanning goal. That is an excellent sort of headline answer for the puzzle. I think that's very nice. Very nice way to make a Monday theme a bit of fun. And also, it was just mechanically fun to insert all of those O's straight into the grid once it was sort of clear what was going on there with the really long celebratory cry. So a nice Monday theme, I think, by Brandon Copy, and that's the puzzle. That's the Monday puzzle. I think there was just, let me see here. I think there was just one comment I had from yesterday's puzzle to read out, which is that Brian Parente points out Hofstra, the university with which I think I was personally unfamiliar, is a private university located on Long Island, New York. So there we go. And I think I maybe have heard of Hofstra in the context of political polling. They might partner with a particular pollster in order to produce political polls. I'm not sure about that, but I think if I have heard of it, it might be in that context. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have from yesterday's puzzle and today's puzzle, and therefore today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will, of course, be back tomorrow for the Tuesday crossword, another relatively simple themed puzzle. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.